Welcome back, everybody. My name is Ray, and today is March 9th. It's been over 10 days of having gone without food, and I'm pretty impressed with how uneventful this has been. You know, there were definitely some bumpy parts of this process where I was learning things on the fly. But they weren't too unexpected. There were things that I'd read from other people who had experienced these types of things in the past. What I didn't expect was the almost boundless amount of energy that started to present itself, almost as if not eating gives me more energy, not digesting things all the time gives me more energy to process other things. Today, I didn't do a whole heck of a lot of intense work, but I did make a number of video clips to post on YouTube, and I addressed all of the Facebook follow-ups that I wanted to address. And that's kind of what I did for today. It would be challenging, except for that I have a lot of great friends and participants on that page who helped me to follow through with presenting relevant insight. I don't know if you saw that, but these lights are scheduled to come on at a certain time. And anytime something coincidentally happens like that, I call it synchronicity. So when I say that I'm presenting relevant insight, perhaps I'm helping to prevent certain diseases and habitual addictions that we tend to gravitate towards by showcasing what it is that I'm showcasing. Now, a lot of people may not talk about water fasting or fasting at all, but there's no better time to talk about it for me on my channels because it happens to be Lent. And I know a lot of people who are very religiously affiliated, and in our spiritual terms, we should also be affiliated in a way where we understand that to have true gratitude for something, sometimes we have to be prepared to give it up. And in this case, what I'm doing is giving up pretty much all food, and most of my previous addictions like chocolate and tacos. I'm here in Texas, barbecue, things like that, in order to bow to the universe and showcase, hey, I have these possibilities and I'm not taking them on a daily basis. I kneel to you. I don't know how else to explain it, but in doing this, which was, like I say in the beginning, multi-pronged to target my health, but also to showcase health and wellness, I also wanted to impact my own blood pressure, which I had struggled with even though I'd lost 80 pounds by changing to a meat-free diet for a number of years. Now, I'm going to read you something that may be noteworthy to you, possibly the most noteworthy thing that I'm reading to you from all the things that have happened physiologically to me since I started this segment. When I first left to take this journey, which included taking a water fast, my blood pressure was 185 over 123, which is quite extreme. And it's still high right now, but it's definitely moving in the correct direction. Today, when I checked it, it was 156 over 97. So from 185 over 123 to 156 over 97 is quite phenomenal, I think, especially in under 2 weeks of basically going without food. Going without food only caused me to have dry mouth for a few days until I knew how to adjust for that and to make sure that my mouth continuously felt moisturized. And being advertised to is something that I seem to be immune to. Not saying that, I wouldn't love to indulge in all the things that I've indulged in the past, but for a long time I haven't indulged in those things anyway on a regular basis. My meal plan for the past 3 years, in order to lose 80 pounds, which was initially just me changing my meal plan to decrease my blood pressure. The weight loss was an indirect side effect of that. Definitely a happy outcome, but in order to do that, I was eating differently for 3 years, and that didn't change my blood pressure. So what I'm doing now was a targeted attempt to change my blood pressure, and it seems like it's moving in the correct direction. Now, based on the research that I saw prior to just starting this up, the blood pressure aspect is something that once you change it, your body metabolizes and kind of resets at a point where this new system lasts even up to a couple of years, especially if you continue to eat in a well thought out, healthy manner. So for those who are having trouble with their blood pressure or any other kind of chronic pain, ailment, it's possible you might want to look into alternative methods of healing. And I'm not saying to shortcut or, jump over your doctor's advice or to shortcut anybody else's insight into what it is that you're doing. But do consider that maybe not everything that we've been taught is, or let me rephrase that. Maybe we haven't been taught everything that we can be taught. Maybe there are certain practices that we've overlooked just because we don't know. So I'm trying to showcase these bits of information so that we do know what happens. Now, again, I went through a lot of prep work to get to the point where I wanted to take on this water fast for an extended period of time. I didn't just jump into it. You should always consult your physician and definitely know that your physician is trustworthy and build a bond with them. Find out if they can help you do the research as well, if they themselves are unaware of these practices. Whatever the case, I hope you've enjoyed this presentation so far. Today is Monday Monday the 9th, and I'm talking about the 11th day so far of going without food. And on this day, as I've said, my blood pressure has dropped significantly. I am raising awareness towards health and wellness and how they're tied together. And at the same time, it happens to be during the period of Lent. So people are starting to also think, hey, I forgot to go with that practice that I am so affiliated with. There are so many different things that, like I say, they sound weird about what I'm saying, but to me, it's an entire tapestry that ties together in ways that we can't really explain. We can only just understand from one another when we see someone genuinely talking about something, whether or not these things are true, useful, relevant, meaningful, joyful, or not. This would bring me great joy to know that I could do something like this, especially if I hadn't known it in the past. So I'm sharing this with you. Hopefully, if you share this with other people, they'll also be able to benefit from this type of insight. Thank you for subscribing. I absolutely appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.